Hey guys, out here doing a little training session day with a couple of upland dogs. I got Hercules, a 1.5-year-old German short-haired pointer. I've hunted with him last year. He did really well. One thing we didn't really like about it was he had a very weak retrieve. He doesn't retrieve the hand very well. So that's something we're going to be working on a lot during the off season. And in lieu of that, I've gotten myself a Brittany Spaniel to kind of fill that gap on the retrieving. I do some upland hunting, but also some duck and dove, so having a dog that'll retrieve the hand is pretty important. You don't want to be up and down a whole lot. You lose a lot of opportunities to shoot at some game. So we're out here today. It's off season. It's March 31st. It's a little cool this morning, so I want to try to get out. One thing I like to do, obviously, is get the dogs out and let them stretch their legs, get out of the kennel. Kind of helps with their attention span. You know, it helps them overall. They sleep better. They're not as rambunctious. It's just a good tool to use for your dog in the off season to get them out, let them work a little bit. Maybe not necessarily hunt, obviously, but if you got the opportunity to get them out, run them beside a four-wheeler, UTV, or something like that, it's a great tool to use for your dog. I try to do these little, they're not necessarily training sessions, but just kind of reinforcement sessions. They're just like humans. If they don't use it, they lose it. So we try to do a lot to keep it fresh on their mind. We're going to focus today on verbal commands, whoa, obviously, and then come, heel, things like that, things to work off of a leash. My Brittany, we're still kind of working on him. Cooper, he's 15 weeks old, doing a little bit more of the, the real basic stuff, name recognition, retrieving, not working on stay or whoa, nothing like that. Just really getting him used to having a collar on, making sure he knows his name. One of my biggest pet peeves is having a dog in the field that, one, you can't control, two, knows some stuff, but I hunted with a female short hair last year that didn't get the opportunity to hunt a whole lot, and she was way more excited about the birds than actually listening to the commands of the owner. So it looks better. It's a lot more enjoyable experience when you have a very attentive dog that pays attention to you. So these little sessions we do, I try to come out 3 or 4 times a week. I'm not necessarily focused on something every day, but just something that keeps their minds sharp, as well as their bodies with the exercise. So here's just a few things that I've done and I will do. Disclaimer, I am not a dog trainer. I did not train Hercules. When Cooper, the Brittany, gets up a little bit older, he'll be sent off to a trainer. But any good dog handler has to do some training in order to have a good dog. So here's just a couple things that I do. Hope you enjoy. Have any questions, comments, leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to check back in, and we'll try to do a few of these as the year goes along. We'll be getting Cooper into some water and a little more different retrieving situations. Try to get him on a live bird this off season. That way he's used to it by the time hunting season comes along next fall. So stay tuned, and hope you enjoy. Alright, fitting to get Hercules out of the kennel. One thing I really like to focus on is a dog that doesn't rush out on you. One, you may have a gun out that he could knock over, or if you're not in a hunting situation, children, traffic. It's just really good to have a dog that while they're in the kennel, they know where they're supposed to be, and then they wait for a command. Again, I like to use whoa instead of stay. Whoa, obviously, in the field is something they're going to be used to, and it has the same meaning. You want them to stop, hold. So let's get him out of the kennel, get him on the ground, and then see how he's going to act today. Whoa, hurt. Whoa. Whoa. Here. Now typically if you watch any YouTube video like I've done, I mean that's pretty well all I've done, that and my trainer who I stay in contact with. One thing I like to do is I like the dog to walk on the left side. Typically I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna have a gun on my right, either over my shoulder or laying crossways. So having the dog train like you want them to hunt, you're gonna be walking possibly from field to field, or in a dove field situation. You may have them out with other people, so it's good to, you know, just like anything else. I mean, it's just like in the human world. You train how you want to perform. So we're out here, got him walking left side, haven't given any commands. He's keeping the leash taut. He's got his nose down. He's interested in what's going on. We haven't been in this particular spot in a few weeks. He's making sure nothing's changed. And then we're gonna kind of let him walk around, check things out. Then we'll start giving some commands, see how he acts, and then we'll go from there. Hurt, heel. I'm gonna give you another little disclaimer here. I don't have show dogs. They're not, you know, performance hunting competition dogs. They're field dogs. I do this for fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy handling dogs. I enjoy wing shooting. So I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna go out and the dog's on point and pick his tail up and do all that kind of stuff. If he's heeling, I mean, if he's within a 6-foot lead, he's close. I know what he's doing. I know what he's thinking. So if I can control him, I'm happy. I'm not, you know, that's one thing that kind of surprises me. You know, your weekend warriors will get out there and then they'll, you know, pick the dog's tail up to improve the point. And if that joker's got a nose on him and he'll point a bird, I'm happy. That's all I'm there for. So we've been out here walking a minute, and I'm going to show you what we kind of do on an average session, and then let's go from there. Hurt, heel, heel, heel. Whoa. Sit. Whoa. Here, Hurt. Here. Heel. He's walking, I'm walking, a little more slack in the lead. That's kind of, you know, I'm happy with that. Like I said, he ain't steady pulling. He don't have my arm straightened out. Every now and then he'll get it stretched out. I'll give him the command again, heel. He'll back off. Heel isn't something I use a whole lot in the field, surprisingly. You know, typically once we leave the tailgate of the truck, I want him hunting, looking for birds. When that set's done, you know, we'll round them up, load them up, and go to the next one. So it's a good command. It's a good basic command to have for an upland dog, or any dog for that matter. But again, it's not one I'm really strict on. Like I said earlier, the dog performs really well. These are just things that I like to do to make sure it's not a big learning curve again next season when we start off. Heel. Heel. I don't typically use, he is wearing a collar. That's for us. We got it on bark mode, so I just use that to kind of keep him from getting out of hand. I have, obviously, like anybody, used it as a negative reinforcement. I sometimes use treats. Praise usually works pretty good as far as positive reinforcement. On a good job, you know, get behind that ear, give it a good rub. They enjoy that. Some people use treats. Treats are good. I use treats a lot more on the puppy, you know, getting him introduced to the commands and what I expect out of him. But like Herc, now that he's hunted, he knows the game. We just had to, you know, just keep it reinforced. Whoa, Herc. And again, whoa command, obviously a staple in the upland. You get a dog on point, you don't want to fuss the birds before you get there. I try to hunt close. Obviously the dog can outrun me, so he can get from one bird to another a lot quicker than I can get to him. So I'm gonna take him off lead now and just kind of let him run, call him back a few times, you know, make him understand what I want from him, and then we'll swap dogs and do it again. Hurt. Hurt, here. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Now, luckily, I spent a lot of time with this dog. I hope it shows. If you handle dogs, been around dogs, you know what it takes to have a good one. Obviously, I cheated, as some people might want to say, by having a good trainer, but somebody who's done it for a few decades is probably going to be a lot better at it than somebody that's read a book or two and watched some YouTube videos. So obviously, you know, it's one of them things where the more dogs I have, the more comfortable I'll be as a trainer. Having only 2 right now, I've only been interested in upland hunting a year or two, so still getting into it for the most part. I'm going to try to get into doing it more of my own, but we're going to put Herc up and then get out the Brittany and try something else. Herc. Hercules, come on. Herc, load up. Good boy. Alright, now I want to work on a few short retrieves. Got the deer antler out. You know, he's already kind of interested in it, so that's good. One thing, I don't throw him real far. I don't make him whoa, I don't stay, none of that. I want him to get the bird, toy, antler, whatever, bring it right back to me. So I'm going to kind of slide out of the way and see what this turns out to be. So, one, got to make sure he knows where it is, what it is, get him real excited. You can see him jumping around a little bit. Give a little toss. Cooper, Cooper. And then that's typically what we expect. He'll bring it right back. I don't snatch it right out of his mouth. You know, he went and got it as his. He'll gnaw on it a little bit, but you know, I won't do this more than, you know, half a dozen times, and then we'll pack it up and call it a day. But you know, as long as he's interested, I'm gonna keep doing it. You know, the golden rule is when the dog loses interest, quit. Don't force him, especially the puppy stage when you're wanting to train and get him interested. So only a couple more times and we should be good for today, and then we'll let him out and run and stretch on the way back to the house. Here, boy. Hey. Cooper. Cooper. Good boy. Good boy. Hey. Dead. See, he's still wanting it, and that's 2. He's focused on it. He's watching it. A little toss. Cooper. Cooper. bad when your puppy Brittany retrieves better than your seasoned, well, not seasoned, but your hunting German Shorthair. I'll go into a little bit more detail about the breeds in a minute. I want to focus on this right now. I still got his attention. He's still focused on the toy, on the antler. So we're going to go out a little different. He's watching it. We'll toss. Cooper, Cooper, here, here. Good boy, good boy. Again, I do this a lot at home. You know, a lot of trainers will say, you know, get in the house, get in a hallway or something like that. We started off on a wool sock, with a couple knots in it, and now we've graduated. I've got a docking, duck dummy that I used on him a couple days ago. Matter of fact, he did pretty well with that. Don't want to overwhelm him. You know, he's young, he's learning. Want to keep things kind of more or less in his wheelhouse and mine as well. Like I said, I'm not a trainer, but the more I can do myself, the better the dog will react to me, as opposed to, I've seen dogs go off to a trainer, get trained, work really good on the trainer who introduced the concepts and then reinforced them, and they get home and their owner, the person that's going to be hunting with them, they don't work out too well. So laying that foundation before the dog gets to the trainer, I think is very important. I've had dogs in the past. Historically, I've had a handful of labs. Never really done a whole lot with them. Wasn't too big into hunting. Just like I said, a couple years ago, got into upland hunting and then doing a little more on our farm for migratory. And got a buddy that does a lot of duck hunting. So hopefully we'll get to go with him some. But anyway, that's kind of what we do. Every couple, maybe 3 days, get out, let them run. I run them every day, but giving them the opportunity to get on a leash, get the same commands hammered into them, I think really helps polish a dog when you get them out in the field. It's not something they haven't heard in all summer, so it ends up with a better overall experience. So yeah, that's kind of how we operate. Thank you. Cooper. I put the bone in there with him this time. Maybe Cooper will calm down a little bit. But just go into, one of the biggest things you'll see on YouTube and reading books is finding the right breed for you. And this is nothing new. This isn't something I come up with. Just kind of reiterating, when you're picking a dog breed, one is, what are you going to be doing the most with it? I started off wanting to do more upland, so I picked the German Shorthair Pointer. Works great. He's got a great nose on him. Points very good. But in addition to the pointing, he's also, or the breed German Shorthair Pointers are vastly becoming one of the most versatile hunting dogs out there. Arguably already are. With the right training, the right bloodline, they can really achieve anything. So this dog's father, Chisipan Pookie, is he's been trained formally, but he's one of the most naturally hunting dogs I've ever seen. So obviously wanted to continue that on, and so far he'll trail if a deer, he'll trail a deer. We took him in the dove field. It's funny, he don't retrieve the hand, I've said that, but I can shoot a bird into some of the thickest mess you ever seen. He'll go in there and get it, bring it out to the edge of the peanut field or cotton field and drop it. So just those small little things that we're gonna have to work on. So having that as a good base hunting dog worked out great. Really happy with it. But certain situations you need that bird brought to your hand. So a little less research went into the Brittany. We have some friends in the area that had them, and my wife saw a post of Cooper for sale and just love at first sight. So luckily, the parents of Cooper are hunters, so nothing new to him. Seems like already from what I've seen and what I know, he's going to turn out to be pretty good, very natural. So, like I've said, really want to focus on the retrieving aspect with Cooper, not having that with Herc. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. We may have a few more of these during the off season. Really looking forward to getting the camera out next fall during hunting season, bringing you some dove field action, Lake Seminole duck hunting, and some private land upland hunting. So hope you enjoyed. Like I said, any questions, drop them down below, and I'll be sure to get in touch. Thank you.